Really good? Are you gonna be good? Wanna say hi? Hi guys! Hello, hello. We are live. How's everybody doing? I have Obi here. My name's Mrs. Frandsen. Oh, he is not happy with me. And I teach second grade. And this is Obi, short for Obi-Wan Kenobi, because I live with Star Wars people. We rescued him just ago, and he wants to go play with the dogs. So I'm gonna let him go do that. Silly dog. Oh, how's everybody doing tonight? I am excited. I've been waiting a long time to do this. Been a busy time of year. I bet lots of people are at practices right now, so maybe they'll watch this later. I know my daughter's at practice right now, so she'll have to watch it later too. And I have one hiding upstairs because she would be right here in the video with me. And then I have a cat running around here fighting. Well, she's playing with the dogs. She's just figured out how to play with the dogs. So that's exciting. So I'm going to give everybody just another minute to get on. I can hear feet go across. While we get set here, I want to thank my class because they helped me pick out tonight's book, and they don't know what it is yet. I haven't told them yet. So, hey, Harry Larry, how are you doing? Yay, people are coming on. Hey, Grace. Hey, Mahoney's. So, I have a hard time making a decision about books just because I love so many of them. I don't really have a favorite. I have lots of favorites. And you'll know that if I ever go to the library, and Mrs. Thomas can attest to this, I will take as many books as I can. I have been known to go to the library with a wagon and load it up and take it out because I just love having lots of books as choices. We go to the public library almost every single week and get lots of books. So we are always reading different kinds of books around here and just enjoy reading lots of different things. So we had like 6 choices in class. And my class voted, and it was really close, but the top vote was, not your typical dragon. Oop, I gotta go this way. I gotta get used to this. Okay, and this is written by Dan Burrell, illustrated by Tim Bowers, and we have had this book in my house for a while now. I mean, I've had it for a few years, and it is a favorite at my house. We read it lots, probably because I use a lot of funny voices when I read it. It's a fun book to be able to do that with. And so my students got to pick this one, and I promised them that the other ones they didn't pick, we'd read next week. So don't you worry, they'll be out there. There's some good read alouds we're going to do next week too. So, hey, Mr. Luke Punswick, how's it going? And Kendall and Caleb Nowak, awesome. I love seeing all of our friends on here. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started, and then if people join us or if they get to watch this later, hopefully you enjoy it then too. So this is called Not Your Typical Dragon. Make sure we can see it. Crispin Blaze was born into a proud family of fire-breathing dragons. Every blaze breathes fire, explained his father. I breathe fire, your mother breathes fire. Tomorrow, when you turn 7, you'll breathe fire too. So, birthday party celebration. The little dragon imagined all the forests he would burn down. He dreamed of all the castles he would destroy. He also considered boiling water to make tea, but he didn't tell his father that. The next day, Crispin sat among family and friends as a big cake was brought to the table. Who will light the birthday candles? His mother asked. I will, declared Crispin. He could feel a tingling inside his tummy, but when he opened his mouth, fire did not come out. Do you have a prediction for what came out? Wasn't fire. Maybe some of you have read this before. You might know. Whipped cream came out? Crispin, shouted his father. Dragons breathe fire. Oh, what will the neighbors think? Worried his mother. I love whipped cream, said his little sister Ashley. The little dragon was whisked off to the doctor the very next day. "Please fix my son," demanded Crispin's father. "What seems to be the problem?" asked the doctor. Crispin opened his mouth and breathed, but fire did not come out. Any guesses what came out at the doctor's office? It's a funny one. Band-Aids came out? Having a hard time there. "I see," said the doctor gravely. "Dragons should breathe fire," insisted Crispin's father. "We were low on Band-Aids," mumbled the nurse. The doctor sent Crispin home with medicine. He swallowed 2 teaspoons before going to school. "It will help you become a real dragon," said his father with a wink. After school, Crispin joined his first fire-breathing practice. One by one, little dragons aimed their fiery breath at stacks of logs until they burst into flames. And Crispin stepped up confidently. He could feel the medicine bubbling in his belly, but when he opened his mouth, fire did not come out. What do you think came out this time? Marshmallows came out? "Dragons breathe fire!" yelled the coach. "Isn't that right, class?" The other dragons didn't answer. They were too busy looking for pointy sticks for marshmallow roasting. "I guess I'm not a real dragon," Crispin thought. He worried that his family would be disappointed, so he ran away from home. The world can be a scary place for a little dragon who can't breathe fire. Crispin found a dark cave. "I'll be a fireless dragon all by myself. I won't bother anyone and no one will bother me." An hour later, he had a visitor. "I am Sir George," squeaked a thin, shiny knight. "Show yourself, dragon." Crispin shuffled out of the cave. The thin, shiny knight held up his thin, shiny sword. "Do your worst, dragon." Crispin opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. Soap bubbles came out? "Don't you breathe fire, dragon?" Crispin shook his head. "I can't." Sir George moaned. "But my father insists that I fight a fire-breathing dragon. It even says here in my book that your typical dragon breathes fire." "Well, I'm not your typical dragon," Crispin explained. Sir George sighed. "I can't go home." "Me neither," Crispin nodded. But then he had an idea. "Maybe your book could tell us what to do." "Of course!" Sir George searched through the pages. "It says it's probably just your diet." Sir George fed Crispin spicy curry, scorching chili, and blistering salsa. Crispin opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. "Red party streamers came out?" "At least they're the right color," said Sir George kindly. He's having all kinds of issues. Sir George searched through the book again. "Aha! It's probably your attitude." Sir George showed Crispin how to look mean and angry enough to breathe fire. Crispin opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. "Soft, cuddly teddy bears came out?" Said Sir George. "We may have taken a step backward." "It's no use," Crispin sighed. "I'm just not your typical dragon." Okay, the teddy bears is kind of awesome. But Sir George was not ready to give up. "Aha! The book says you're too stressed." Sir George made Crispin close his eyes while he described a quiet, relaxing day at the ocean. "Do you feel calm? Now imagine 100 shiny knights attacking you." Crispin opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. Beach balls came out. "Well, that's just plain weird." Secretly, Sir George was glad that Crispin couldn't breathe fire. He liked the little dragon and didn't want to fight him. Crispin liked the shiny knight, too, but he missed his parents. "Sir George, it's getting dark. I want to go home." The shiny knight patted him on the back. "Don't worry, little dragon. I'll take you." Crispin's parents were relieved when he arrived home safely. Sir George was about to say goodbye when they heard a shout. "There you are, boy! Why on earth are you playing with a fire-breathing dragon?" "He's my friend, Father," whispered Sir George. "And besides, he doesn't breathe fire." "A dragon that doesn't breathe fire. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard." The shiny man laughed. Crispin's father stormed out of the house. "My son is not exactly silly. He may not breathe fire, but I certainly do." Crispin's father let out a powerful spray of flames. Oh, buddy, it's on now. Do your worst, dragon, declared the shiny man, but then the flames scorched the lawn. That's enough, honey, said Crispin's mother. The flames singed the fence. You've made your point, dear. Now stop showing off, she scolded. Then the flames ignited the roof. Crispin's father panicked. I can't stop breathing fire. You'll burn down our house, cried his mother. You'll burn down the whole neighborhood. Dragons came running from all directions. They knew how to start fires, but no one knew how to stop them. Crispin suddenly felt a tingling in his tummy. He felt a bubbling in his belly. He opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. All right, what's coming out this time? That's some good predictions. A gush of water shot out. Crispin aimed the water at his father's flames. He saved his home, and he even saved the shiny man who wasn't looking so shiny anymore. Hooray for Crispin! Everyone shouted. Yay, he saved the day. On Crispin's next birthday, there was a big party. Family and friends came from all over the land. Sir George and his family came too. Lots of dragons were dancing. Crispin stood with his mouth open wide. Fire still did not come out. Music came out instead. Your son, said an old uncle to Crispin's father. He's not your typical dragon, is he? No, replied Crispin's father proudly. My son is something special. And I'll dance into the music. And then he jumped up and danced to Crispin's music, too. So his father finally joined in on the fun. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed Not Your Typical Dragon that I had permission to read from Scholastic. And I think the lesson of this story, and maybe you can take something with you too, is maybe something isn't how it typically would be. Maybe something isn't how it is in everyday stuff. Maybe something a little bit different. And I think that's where you can look at it as the person that's different and say, hey, that's okay to be different. And that's fun to be different. And it's cool to be different sometimes. And I think you should also look at it as the person that looks at somebody that makes a different choice or that does something kind of differently and says, hey, they're pretty cool. They do things differently. And that's okay too. So even though Crispin wasn't your regular dragon, that doesn't mean he didn't have special skills that he could help other people with. So if you see friends or people or animals or anything that you're like, that looks not typical, you can still be like, hey, but that's cool because it's something different. So that's a lesson that I took from this, and I thought it was a really good lesson for this story. And I hope that you guys all have a wonderful evening and make sure to get tucked in early tonight. You know, with the sun's going down, it's time to go to bed, and you've gotten your story in. So you guys have a great evening. It's good to see you. Bye.